We'll wait for a couple of people to get in the chat, and I'll let people know what we're doing.
I'm gonna build that driver, man. I told my father about it, so
yeah, it's only $150 for all the parts. I've got all the screens up right now, but we're gonna kind of just do this, you know. Okay, so we are live right now. We are live. I'm gonna wait for some people to get in the chat, but I'll just say it right now. So hello everybody. Happy Friday night. Happy November 1st, 2019. It's about 11 o'clock p.m. In Baton Rouge. This is your boy Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine, aka Vulcan Wolverine 2. So me and Jeff come tonight on a live stream, pretty stressed out because neither of us really want to do this. But since Targeted Citizen is talking on his channel and calling Jeff a perp, we needed to have this live stream so Jeff could come on my channel, because he's a brother and a friend, not just another TI that I know. He's a brother and a friend who I know is not a liar, and I know does not start crap with anybody. And so I wanted to give Jeff a platform to tell his side of the story about what happened with Targeted Citizen. So, hey, Jeff, how you doing, brother?
All right, Kyle, man, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of drinking an energy drink. You know, kind of don't like the drama. I'd rather work on solutions. Let's say hey to everybody in chat. Hey, Future Knowledge. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Tanya. Can you see chat?
Yeah, I see Wayne, Cheryl, Future, Tanya. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, y'all. How's y'all's Friday night going? Okay, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started off. You know, I hate this. Jeff hates this. I didn't really want to do this, but it is completely necessary because what Jeff is telling me happened when he went to go see Targeted Citizen is completely different than what Targeted Citizen's saying. So it is injustice, and it needs to be called out. So we're going to be doing that tonight. We're just going to be talking about Jeff's side of everything.
Thank you, Wolverine. Look, I just want to say one more time, and I think I can speak for everybody here. It means so much, man, for you to have my back and for you to give me this platform, man, to share my side, because, you know, I don't have a channel. Maybe I should, maybe I will. Speaking of that, Wayne Morris, good job with your new channel, man. Really enjoying the optimism. Yeah, Kyle, I can speak for everyone, man. You're a very, just an awesome friend, loyal. I didn't have to explain. I don't even have to explain, right? And you have my back, man. And I just want you to know, man, I love you and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I totally, before we start, this is what I want to say. I don't know Targeted Citizen except from his videos, which I like his videos. He had some opinions of me on his latest videos that he is entitled to. If he's saying it out in public, that's fine. The ZVS setup, the ZVS driver setup is not $1,000 though. That was something that is untrue. But I do want to say, like, I am Jeff's friend. I know that Jeff is not a liar, and I know that Jeff doesn't go and visit targeted individuals to start crap or to lie about them. And he is definitely not a perp. So I just want to kind of back Jeff up with, you know, because Jeff told me what went on when he went to visit Targeted Citizen, and I had no doubt in my mind that what Jeff told me was the truth. And what Targeted Citizen is saying on his videos is completely not that. I mean, like, he's admitted to I guess getting his feathers ruffled or something like that, but then says everything was like Jeff's fault, which is very, very far from the truth. So if you wanted to maybe just talk about, you know, what went on over there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm going to take this a little bit in a chronological order. So I just moved into a new house, and I was at the old house, which is, roughly 3 hours away. Um, but I was getting on top of getting targeted very heavily, and we've all been through this where I was convinced they were trying to take me out before I was able to move. I was just, it's a lot of maybe neuro weapons or whatnot, just going through a phase. And also, I don't want to get too descriptive, but my sister was going through a few things at the house that a targeted individual definitely doesn't need to be around, any added stresses and things of that nature. We'll leave it at that. I really needed to leave where I was at the time. And this was on a Saturday morning, and we were officially moving that following Wednesday. So I woke up and I decided, based on a 3-hour drive, that maybe I could just get out, let my sister have her space, and go visit Targeted Citizen. At this time, we were, talking on the phone a couple times a week. I was on his live stream, calling in. Even he had me moderating, and everything was good. On the phone, he was the guy that I saw on the streams and the videos. So I packed up that day. I drove 3.5 hours. I get there, and I will say, looking back, instantly there was a maybe like a, he needs to be alpha. I will say, you know what I mean. There was a little bit of like just underlining tones of like, hey, this is my home, superiority type. And I understand that. We, as guys, we all have, a little bit of that.
Yeah, so he's the boss. Like he's the boss. And follow his rules.
Yeah. And it's his house, so that's fair. All right. And but this was, immediately upon, but no big deal. So I go in the back. I was renting out the camper, and I was doing that for $20 a day. And I meet his lady, Tina. Very nice. She was helping clean up the camper. The camper was in decent shape, and it had a heater, and it was everything. I wasn't expecting anything more or less, and it was fine. And I met the kid, man. The kid's great. Mason is just he's a trip. He's a really good 7-year-old kid, Mm-hmm. And I will say, Targeted Citizen loves his family. He does. And Targeted Citizen is a targeted individual. I want to go ahead and get that out, right?
I think so too. Like I've seen evidence of that, and him and Tanner.
Yeah. I do know that. And that was immediately upon. And it was probably a day and a half where he was that guy, that was, the one on the couch that you see in the videos. And, we're all different, at times, but it didn't take long. And there was just kind of a shift. And the first kind of, right when I got there, we went out I got there on a Saturday afternoon, and we went out with his son and drove around a little bit, and went and saw his daughter at work and ate some French fries, and, mixed it up with some gang stalkers and, all that fun stuff. Well, we come back, and I guess his Tina, his girlfriend, works early in the morning, so she was taking a nap. Well, I guess some people broke into the house, but my bag was gone through. A sweatshirt that had some sentimental value was taken, and my COS headset was broken for the second time that day.
Yeah. Can you tell everybody what really happened?
Well, Kyle, like I want to stick to everything that I personally experienced right now,
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Just the truth. But you said that his wife told you something later on. When you get to it.
Well, speaking of that, there was something he said that he was upset with, that him and her were having a conversation on the front porch, and that's the fact. And I was explaining to her that gang stalking is real, and I guess there was some miscommunication because it got, I guess, back to him as I was, from his words, interrogating her. I'm not sure about what. I may have even said something like, "Oh, he has a short fuse," or a comment. I may have said something like that, right? Because that was pretty apparent from the beginning. But no big, at that time. So he did cook a nice plate of spaghetti. I'll give him that. He does all right in the kitchen. He made spaghetti that night. It was good. The next night or the next day, Sunday, was that's where it kind of shifted. I believe that was the first time we were in the house, and I may have been talking about you at first, and I was checking out some videos, and then I was on Meeksby live stream where she was in DC, I believe. And yeah, he didn't like that. He didn't like that that I was on Meeksby and I guess supporting perps per se, right? Targeted Justice doing their thing in DC. And hey, look, that was more than what I was doing. I was sitting in a house with another targeted individual, right? Like that was much more. They're at DC doing their thing. I'm not going to sit there and call them perps, but that didn't go over well with them. That was kind of like a shifting moment. I remember just he lost his cool pretty quick over something I seemed pretty trivial, right?
Yeah.
And then an actual fight happened where we were just, I guess, some politics were discussed, brought up, and I just disagreed. Not that I'm into politics or a politician by any means, but I just said, I would just like a president that gave a damn that maybe would help stop this program. And he was just, stuck like, well, that person needs to be a Christian. And I just kind of said, yeah, that would be nice, but I would like just somebody that would stop the program, right? Christian or not, if we have a Christian in there now, it's still not stopping the program. Right. Well, that ain't go over well. So you get where I was trying to just convey nothing confrontational, man. Again, I'm not into politics. I was just stating, hey, I'd like this program to end because I'm sitting there with my internal organs vibrating, hey, I would like that not to happen. I don't know. But he didn't like that at all. And he said I was disrespecting him in his house. And I was sure that I needed to leave, it was to the point, Kyle, where it was definitely a threatening manner. There was no usually you have these conversations, debates, and they can just kind of go away into another conversation, or you can just kind of fade into something else, or agree to disagree. That was not the case. It was, you are disrespecting me in my house, and it was in an aggressive context. Right. And I did feel
you weren't, but let me, I know the answer to this, but you were not endangering his family. Y'all are having a political discussion, right?
I never endangered his family. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Never. No. Yeah. No, thank you for asking that. I never, I had zero intentions ever of having a disagreement with anybody. I did ask for a couple Tylenol. That was, really the only thing I remember, asking for. After that fight, everything just kind of, I let him cool down. I didn't know if I was going to have to leave. And then everything was kind of okay. So I realized as long as I either choose to go back to where, my sister was 3.5 hours away, maybe I should have. And now that I obviously in hindsight, but I didn't. I chose to stay there and ride it out and think, maybe that was just an off moment. Maybe he's being heavily hit with weapons. Look, we're targeted individuals, man. We have, 100 things going on at one time, man. We can change 100 times in one day. That's what I took it as.
See, and Jeff, that's what I think. In like, targeted citizen, he was like saying that he doesn't like being psychoanalyzed. I'm not trying to psychoanalyze anybody ever. when I see a situation between two targeted individuals where there's like friction, I just mentioned the remote neural manipulation is powerful, and it can make people very angry. It can make them like really depressed. It can make them paranoid. So, I think that goes on a lot. And I think that that was involved in the situation,
That's right. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, no question. And yes, thank you for stating that, Kyle. And that's what I was thinking about, and so things kind of cooled off. And then there was, we did do the live stream, and you were there, right? You came on, and I definitely noticed a change, and we can't go back on that live stream anymore, just so everyone knows, because he took it down.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly why, but he did take it down. Maybe because he was explaining in this latest video about how everybody was saying I was rolling my eyes, all these things. Well, we can't go back. I know I wasn't, but we can't go back and see if that was the case or not.
I'd like to say this though, Jeff, because I went to the live stream. I've watched Targeted Citizens live streams, but Stacy was like, "Hey, Jeff's on," and that's why I went over there and hung out in the live stream. And I noticed, this is what I noticed, because Targeted Citizen saying that everybody was noticing how you were rolling his eyes whenever he talked about whatever. Like, in what I noticed when I watched it is that he had this sour look on his face, like he didn't like having you there.
That's right. I felt that. I did. That's exactly. Thank you. Yeah. I didn't necessarily feel welcome. I didn't feel like I was walking on eggshells. I kept my head down, moderating, trying to keep myself. I was being hit in the kidneys. I remember that. I was on the floor at the end of the live stream. I was getting hit hard. There was no question. I was getting jammed up, but I didn't feel welcome sitting there on the side of the couch sharing a computer. I did not feel that I was, hey, how dare you share the same screen, right? Type of thing. And again, he didn't say that. I just had that feeling. So we definitely can't go back on that. But, again, I want to touch on that also, Wolverine, because everything, everything that this guy is saying about me is a lie. Okay, I maybe should have started with that. I don't want to get too worked up, man, but I'm just kind of replaying some things.
Just take your time, and you will have a lot of time, and you can just say whatever. Just tell the truth about what happened, and then you can say things that if you want to say something to Targeted Citizen. But that's a very important point, and that's why I'm having you on tonight, is because you said everything that he came on and said on his videos was a lie. And I know that you're not a liar. I've known you for months. He can say that I don't know you or whatever, but I do know you. And I know that you're not a liar. And I know you don't start trouble. You never start trouble, ever. And you help people out, that you go to their channel. So that was the biggest thing, because even when he came on his videos, I was like, oh, well, it sounds like he didn't do anything bad, because that's how he makes it sound. So that's why it's important for you to come on and just tell your side.
Yeah. Well, and Wayne, thank you for Wayne Morris. Appreciate that comment. Wayne says Jeff was too much man to handle. Oh, keep it light. I love it. No, everyone, and thank you for the support in the chat, guys. I'm just sorry. I'm a little flustered, because I really have been talking myself down today about not getting too upset. Over this, right? But this is the 5th video he has released. And I want to clarify, I did not want to do this. And I did not. I absolutely did not want to do this. I wanted to just go away, because I'm not worried about him saying in front of his audience that he witnessed me on the couch talking junk about my boy Vulcan Wolverine, Bill Caudle, Cheryl Lewis, because I don't have to explain anything to them. They know I didn't. Okay? I don't have to come on anywhere or even give them a call, which I never did, right? I don't have to explain that, and I know that. But this is not about that. This is expressing like he is a target individual, man. But I believe that there could be lives at stake with the attitude, maybe on and off the camera, you know. And he also stated, you know, that I was basically name dropping, like people. Like I never even knew Kyle. Like we only knew each other for a week. Like everything this guy stated was a lie, and it wasn't even remotely coming from the truth. There wasn't a smidgen of no. It was as if he sat down and just wrote out falsified things, and he is slandering me, and I don't appreciate it because I did not go there. I did not disrespect him, his lady, his child. I think he loves them. I'm stating he is a good cook. I'm stating the good, the bad, the ugly, right? And all he is stating is ugly, but that ugly is a lie. Every bit of it is a lie. Let me get back on track. You know, another thing is he stated that I was disrespectful. I didn't wash a plate. They took the plate out of my hand. I mean, I know I don't need to. I'm just addressing things off the top of my head. I don't have anything written down. Maybe I should have keep myself in line, but sorry, I don't. Another thing, you don't answer the phone and cause any distraction when you're in the room with him. Okay, it's his house, I understand, but he makes comments about, I guess I was being a CIA agent, answering the phone and going into the other room. Okay, no, it's because if I answered the phone or if I was on a live stream, like I said, you know, in the same room as him, he was going to put a stop to that. So I learned very quick, if I'm going to stay, you know, here, then I will, you know, I'm going to obey his rules. It's his house.
So Jeff, like, because he talked about that on his videos where you would be in the other room on the phone and stuff like that, but you were trying to do that to be respectful.
That's right.
Because he didn't want, okay. So
100%. Yes. Yeah. 100%. And, you know, this whole thing about, look, you know, I guess he crossed the line when he brought Dave Case in the situation too, right? I'm kidding. But, you know, if anyone checked out this last video, well, okay, let me get back on top. Yes, I went to the other room every time the phone rang, out of respect. Okay, I knew he didn't like it. I wasn't trying to push any buttons or test the waters or any of this stuff. Okay, and I'm getting sidetracked again. He also stated that I am a drug addict. Well, let me clarify something. One afternoon, I believe it was Sunday or Monday, he was gonna, I guess, drive up to the grocery store, but I said, oh, I need, you know, some water and stuff, because my water did get contaminated, I guess, by some gang stalkers that came in. They put bleach in my water. I had a gallon of water. I had bleach. He thought it was ethanol, cocaine.
So Jeff, this is at Targeted Citizens Place. Yeah. Somebody put bleach in your water.
Yes. And this was when I was in his son's room. And he mentions that he was renting out the camper to me. Yes, that's true. And that's what I agreed on. His son, on Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, his son begged to go sleep in the camper. He liked to go sleep, you know, a little adventure, 7-year-old, you know, by himself, right? Like they said, okay, you can go since it's the weekend. They told me you're going to sleep in his bed. I didn't get a choice in that. He made it sound like I just went in and popped my stuff in his son's room and kicked his son to the camper. Like that wouldn't ever happen. And anyway, so I slept in the camper 2 nights. Okay, Saturday and Sunday I slept in his son's bed, right, while his son slept out there, and then I slept in the camper Monday and Tuesday. Now, I believe it was Monday. During the day, he wanted to go up to the grocery store, and I said, okay, I'll drive, whatever. And we drive up there, and I pull into the back of the parking lot, and you know, he's getting out, buying some stuff. You know, I mean, I I mean, he has said that I wanted him to buy me drugs. I mean, these are things that I really do not want to be on here saying, right? Like
it's very uncomfortable, but the deal is, like, he's accusing you of all this stuff, so you just have to tell the truth about what happened, you know, and it sucks. We both don't want to do this. This is horrifying. It's horrible, but the way that he's saying you're a snake in the grass, you're going behind his back and trying to slit his throat, and he's calling you a perp, you have to set the record straight. I mean, it's the only responsible thing to do, because I saw it 20 thumbs up, 13 thumbs down, or 14 thumbs down, and 20 thumbs up, because probably people who do not know you. And he was saying that nobody knows you, which is not true. Like, I know you. I've known you for months. You've been coming to my channel. We've talked on the phone. We've been on panels together where I've seen you in pain from the targeting. So I know how you act, and I know how you don't act, and you don't lie, and you don't start shit, you know. And if he's accusing you of being a drug user, and then he's buying stuff while you're there, that's kind of hypocritical, you know. I just feel like it, you know, I only know him from the videos, but your side of the story has to be aired out, because he's aired out his side of the story, and he's saying that you are a backstabber. So this is because you're not a backstabber. You come on this live stream and you tell what happened, you know. So I know you don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, but, you know, you just say, I mean, you know, if you don't want to talk about specific things and details, you know, that's fine, but you need to tell your side, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, you're right, Kyle, and there were specific times where I felt I needed to leave based on threatening mannerisms, threatening gestures, threatening tones. Okay, like I'm picking up on all that stuff, and I think I'm getting overwhelmed right now, because I'm getting a little upset, because there are so many things this guy has said about me that I feel like I need to backtrack and have a list and just say nope, 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 nope. Right? You know, I should have left before I did. And I am still confused, because when I left, I gave him a fist bump, and it was like, okay, I'll give you a call later, because he was still going to help me move. It went from Wednesday to Saturday. But my father said, hey, come and hang out with me for a couple of days, and then you can go back and pick him up. Right. And everything was cool, man. When I left on Wednesday, I told him that morning I was leaving. Right. I was going to. And but the night before was getting into his claim of what set him off as I am a snitch and an informant and a perp, was the night before we go to McDonald's, and we had a few drones above us. And of course they were there for him, not because I'm in the car or nothing, right? Like, you know, but he wanted to do some documentation, but that documentation I felt was more in a scripted way, right? More of my personal scripted maybe experience at his house, right? Like wanting me maybe to, and this is just kind of the gist I got, to announce a testimony of, yes, he is a targeted individual, but going into, I wasn't more targeted over there than I've been. Okay, I wasn't. I was targeted over there, no question.
Okay, and I believe. Wait, targeted citizen is in the chat. You want me to read what he's saying?
Sure.
Okay, he said, target citizen, I got your doctor bill here for your drug overdose in January. Forgot about that, didn't you? I was cool until you jumped the gun. Targeted citizen, Jeff is not jumping the gun. You've made several videos on it saying his name, saying he's a perp, saying he's a snake in the grass. He deserves to come on a platform and tell his side of the story, targeted citizen.
But I don't understand that comment. I don't understand.
Telling his side of the story.
I'm not attacking you at all. This has been 5 videos of slandering me, of I don't understand what truly what I did. Like, and you're probably going to say, oh, play the victim, no, I really am unsure of what went wrong. Besides going in the other room, trying to have respect for you and your house, and you thinking I'm doing some secret agent stuff. I don't know, man. But I'm not sure what that comment even meant, that you got my doctor bill.
Okay, let me read what he said next. He says, VW, not much of an unbiased opinion when you are taking sides. I'm not taking sides. Jeff is my friend. He deserves a platform, just like you had a platform, and you've lied about stuff, targeted citizen. So Jeff has to come on and actually tell the truth about some stuff. He says he's a dopehead liar. He texted me cussing me out before I said a word. You made a video right after it. He says victim. He freaked out.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. See,
and this is, we have to do this, targeted citizen, because you said he's a snake in the grass talking behind your back, and that's not what this is. He's coming on to say what happened, because I know Jeff. I've known him for months. He doesn't start crap, and he doesn't cause trouble. He's not an agent. He doesn't start crap, and he doesn't lie. But you know what, target citizen, I'm not judging you. I only know you from your videos. There's a pattern with you that when people have relationships with you that are off the video, you then come back on the video talking about all this crap about them, and they can't defend themselves. So that's
right. I don't have a channel. What am I gonna? I mean, and right, exactly. I did not want to do this, targeted citizen. I did not want to do this.
Targeted citizen says, I've never met him. I have. We've been on Zoom many, many times. I've been on panels with him. He's been in my chat. I do know Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. Jeff.
So targeted citizen, this works. No one has met you except for me. Just like no one, it goes exactly the same way, man. Nobody in here or in your chat except for a guy who's not even targeted from Detroit, right? That guy has met you, but I'm the only targeted individual that has met you. Just like you said in your video that you are the only one that has met me. It works both ways. I don't understand what the confusion here is, right? Like, I'm being called a dopehead. Was I at your house doing dope? I'm like, where is this coming from, man? Like, so you say I texted you that you turned your back because I left on a Wednesday and texted you the next day, and you said, oh, just getting hit and getting perked on by so-called friends, LOL. And I said, oh, who now? And I never heard back from you. Okay, so I'm not stupid. I know what you were referring to, and then you come out with a video talking about it. And you are saying that I'm sitting there next to you talking shit about Cheryl, who I love, Vulcan Wolverine, who I love, Bill Cottle, who I love, maybe somebody else who I don't really love that much, but I mean, that's a lie. That is an absolute lie, man. I don't understand where this is coming from. Did you just sit down and write down, like, what is the reason for slandering me, man? Like, I even sent you a text the other day saying, bro, I'm sorry we couldn't get along, or whatever it was. Jeff's own dad wanted to bring him here to keep him clean. We could call my father right now. We could see if that's true.
So we could see. Jeff, is that a lie?
That is a lie. 100%. 100%. That's great. I mean, if we need to call my father, we can definitely do that.
Well, no, I think the best thing is a targeted citizen has made his videos talking about what's happened, calling you a perp and everything. You just tell your side and let people decide. Let people decide who to believe. I have to, Jeff is not a liar. Like, I only know targeted citizen from his videos. I don't hate him at all. I know he's a real targeted individual, but Jeff has a right to say, hey, this happened. I didn't put his family in danger. I didn't mess with him. I wasn't perping him or anything like that. And he has a right to say what targeted citizen did to him.
That's right. Thank you, man. And I don't feel that I don't feel, Kyle, you're taking a side. I mean, this
Not
is
taking a side.
about this is about voicing the truth. And the last video, I feel that you were jamming a little bit on Kyle, Targeted Citizen, about don't waste your money on this, like indirectly, passively, because yeah, you knew that would get to me because I hold Kyle in high regards, and you know that, and I don't think you like that, man. But you know, I feel like I did. You know, we had a relationship, man. I really held you in a high regard, man. I was on your, chat all the time, man. And I'm really, again, confused on where it all went wrong. What, give any specifics?
So Targeted Citizen says, I never said a word about him until he attacked me. Targeted Citizen, are you talking about me or are you talking about Jeff? Because Jeff is confused about what he did to piss you off. And you did things while he was there that frightened him, that made him think, hey, something bad could happen here. I need to get out of here. And that's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. So you're talking about me? Because I haven't attacked you. I'm letting Jeff have a say. You can talk about me however you want on your videos. The CVS driver is not $1,000. You said it was $1,000. And you say I'm naive or whatever, which is, I don't agree with you about a lot of stuff you say, but I'm not attacking you. Jeff has to have his say because he's not a liar, Targeted Citizen. He's not a liar and he's not a perp. Like, I've known him for months and months. He's going through this targeting. And when I said, oh, because he has Dave Case's CD, that's one thing. That's one little proof of evidence that he's a targeted individual. There's many, many more. So you were like saying, oh, just because he has a CD doesn't mean he's a targeted individual. That's not what I meant. It was just one piece of evidence.
So Targeted Citizen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. Look, he says the Targeted Citizen says the facts don't care about your feelings. Listen to him stutter. He's lying. Call me and put me on speaker. No, this is Jeff's time. You've had many videos. I'll maybe have you on another time.
Listen to me stutter. Okay. So again, these comments are. So you want to call you want to call and slander me more because I'm giving the facts and you are just stating generic things that could be across the board on any person that we all experience. Our neighbors, we have a profile that we don't even know exists. Right. So that's really kind of what you're doing to me, man, is you're just slandering me with generic terms and phrases and things, nothing specific that I did or said or disrespected you or your family, because I know I did not from beginning to end, from beginning when I first arrived to the day I left. That's a fact. And bringing my sister in that situation. He says, ooh, months. Wow, that's a commitment.
Great ones, please. I don't need your video or platform. I need nothing from you. I didn't say you needed anything from me, Targeted Citizen. I didn't want to do this. Jeff didn't want to do it, but you're sitting there on video calling Jeff a perp, saying that he caused all these problems and that he's betrayed you, and he didn't. He does not do that kind of stuff. He's still trying to figure out why you got so angry, because y'all just had little political discussions and we're not even saying what you did, man, because we don't want you to get in trouble with the police. We don't want CPS to get in trouble with you. So Jeff's not even saying the stuff that he felt like his life was endangered. That's pretty nice.
And look, I want to state this, right? I want to state this. I want to state that never did I say anything about him physically abusive in any way to his family. Okay, he stated something like that I made a comment. Okay, I may have made a comment to him about verbal abuse. Never did I say, and I will not say it because I don't feel. I think he loves his family. Never did I say anything about him physically abusing his child or his wife. Never.
Okay. Well, Targeted Citizen said, "How would I know his sister? How do I know her problems? Damn right he's a snake in the grass playing everyone fool. Screw the police, screw CPS. I ain't scared of nothing." Well, okay, you're going to call him a snake in the... You're going to call him a snake in the grass. He is not. He is not. Just because he didn't have a channel to run to, he's doing it on my channel now, but he didn't have a huge channel to go and tell his side of the story. So he talked to people offline. He wasn't trying to do anything behind your back. That's why we're doing this, Targeted Citizen, so you can see that he ain't doing nothing behind your back. He's just going to tell his side of the story. You said his name many times when you were talking about him. He deserves to have his say because he's not a liar and he doesn't start drama. He doesn't do those things. And he's a real targeted individual. Much more proof than just him having Dave Case's CD.
I am. Yeah. You know, and I want to clarify too, where he says, how would he know about my sister? Well, because I told him, and my father did tell him, and that's what I was saying at the beginning of the stream. There was a situation at home. If everyone remembers, I was being vague. I didn't need to get into that. That there was a situation that any targeted individual does not need to be around in a household. Okay, that's what I was referring to. Okay, maybe my sister was going through some, you know, a time, and yes, I stated that, and I didn't need to be directly. So that is how you know, is because we told you that.
But that
okay.
I mean, every targeted individual has a situation that they're in, and that has nothing to do with like him doing shit to you while you're at his house, or him thinking that you were trying to pull perp maneuvers on him, which I know you weren't. You know, that's just your situation. That's just your family situation, you know?
Okay, yeah. So he says that I made fun of everyone, Bill, Cheryl, and many others. Okay. Everyone he talked to called me, telling me his rat ways. They all ratted him out. I would love to know one person you spoke to that said I was a rat. One person.
Yeah, Targeted Citizen. Is there one person that called Jeff a rat? Because I've never heard that. I don't believe it. None of the people that come to my videos believe it. But there's been a pattern with you when you have private relationships with targeted individuals where you come on the channel and start talking crap about them, that they've done you wrong and betrayed them, and then they have no voice. They have no voice, Targeted Citizen, and you say, oh, they're talking behind your back. You're the one with the channel, though. I think you're abusing your platform just a little bit, buddy. And I have nothing against you. I have nothing against you. I love your videos. I know you from your videos, but you can't like completely be a complete different person off your videos and then come on and act like you're innocent, you know, when you've done some bad stuff to somebody that didn't try and start anything. The Targeted Citizen says, check out his criminal history, Boyd. He showed me the mugshots of his addiction. We all have a past. As targeted individuals, some of us have a past that has nothing to do with anything. The only thing that has anything to do with anything is when he was hanging out with you at your house, what happened? What did y'all do to each other? Who started what? That's what you were talking about on your channel, and that's what Jeff wants to answer.
And yes, I do have a past opiate addiction. Okay, yes, I've had a history of that, and I've been doing just fine. And it definitely wasn't meth, like you said. And you say 3 called me when I was playing games, talking about. I want to know a name. That's what I'm saying. I want to know anybody, a specific person that you have talked to that has said I am a rat or I am a snitch, whatever. Like that's what I want something specific, anything specific. I would love to hear. Thank you, Jeremy. Andrew, he says Jeff's a good guy and may have issues in his past, but he didn't do anything at all to you. Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy's a good guy from Maine. He's struggling too. Thank you for that, Jeremy. I appreciate it. You know, Targeted Citizen, man. I did not want to do this, man.
Oh, no, wait. Okay, Jeff, stop. Targeted Citizen said, aren't you the boy toy? A bunch of beta males whining instead of telling facts. His symptoms are current and are why he thinks he's targeted. Ha ha. No, I'm not a beta male, Targeted Citizen. I'm not a beta male at all, and I'm not naive. Like, I don't appreciate you just like guessing at what I am. Have you seen my 6 years of videos? where I've gone through this. I held my father in my arms and he could not talk because he had an aneurysm in his brain, and I had to help him to learn how to walk, eat, use the bathroom again. I don't have some kind of sheltered life like you were saying. You're completely wrong about me. Justice and truth is what I'm concerned with. When you're the only voice talking about some situation and everybody's giving thumbs up because they don't know Jeff, and you're abusing your platform like that. And people, this needs to be aired out. Jeff's side needs to be aired out. And that's the bottom line. Bottom line.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Kyle. Target Citizen, I don't have a problem with you. I am trying to understand if I did something specific, if this is personal, man. This 5 videos of you slandering my name, I did something personal. I would like to know, so maybe I don't do that to someone else in the future, okay? We're past our men's, I guess, right? Because I sent you a text the other day saying, too bad we got turned against each other. I apologize for my rude text, okay?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I did. Okay, and you shared that. That's the truth. Okay, I was trying to maybe not mend, but just come clean about me being rude to you, man. I would just love to know to help me out in the future. If Kyle and I get in an argument, or Cheryl and I, or anybody, maybe it'll help me in the future so I don't do something disrespectful that I may have done to you. I would like to know what I did specifically to be put in this situation that I'm here right now, uncomfortable, having to do a live stream on someone else's channel just to get my side of the story out of slander. I don't appreciate that.
TC, do you want to, I mean, because you've said a lot of stuff on your video, is there a main thing that Jeff did to you? Because I've never experienced Jeff disrespecting me at all. Like, I've given Jeff respect. He comes on my channel. We get on Zoom. We've been on platforms. I give him respect. We're fighting. We're trudging through the mud of being targeted. And I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem where he's like stabbed me in the back or anything like that. People talk about each other. When you were saying that Jeff was talking about, we all talk about other TIs, especially ones with channels. And that's not a big deal at all. You know, Jeff has never done anything to me ever. And I know that if you give him respect, he'll give you respect.
And this whole thing about me sitting and talking bad about these people that I love dearly, that I talk to on a daily basis. Okay, man, like that's not okay, man. That is specifically trying to turn specific people, not just the entire community, but like my friends against me. And that is personal. So again, I would love to know what I personally did, what I did as an agent. Okay. My Dave K CD, that was it? Or going into the other room for a call, or not washing the plate. By the way, you made great spaghetti. I said that. Again, man, I would love something, anything specific.
He's doing a live stream right now. So Targeted Citizen is doing a live stream.
Well, okay. Well, that didn't take long.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. You just need to tell your side of the story. I think the most important points, the thing with Dave Case's CD is really bad. I think you should tell people about that. It's really bad.
Okay, well, so he states that the 2 nights when I slept in his son's room, that I specifically was running some sort of psyops and a non-perping him, where I specifically had the headphones on a certain way and played it at a certain volume and laid in a certain way, so he was sure to hear it where he was in the other room. So if he heard me listening to this CD, that I would surely fool him into thinking I was a TI, because nobody would listen to this CD if they weren't a TI. So that was my psychological operation. Okay, like I can't even make this up. I mean, I sound absolutely ridiculous. I know it. The words coming out of my mouth don't make sense, but that is what he said. Okay, this is what I'm dealing with right now. I don't understand. Okay, and look, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There is a person that contacted me, and they will go on the record if needed. And I spoke to them on the phone, and they thought it was serious enough to tell me that Targeted Citizen specifically told him he was going to murder me and bury me in a specific part of the woods. I didn't want to go there, man. I really didn't, but I need to.
He's saying he came in here. He came in here and he was saying that you're a liar and you're a snake in the grass, and he said he doesn't care. So I mean, just tell the truth. I don't think you've said any details that are going to bring the cops over to him.
Right. That's not my intention. It's and what I meant by it didn't take long was he's already, like I guess from the beginning, I think from the beginning he wanted this to be a, Biggie, Tupac, East Coast, West Coast, battle back and forth, right? And that wasn't.
Look, we talked about this though. We talked about this, and both of us were like, "Hey, should we just leave it alone? Should we just leave it alone? Let him just go, and you just come over to my channel in the chat room. You work on your channel and stuff like that." But we need to let the chips fall where they may. You need to tell the truth about what happened. And then if he wants to retaliate or whatever, I don't really have anything personally against him. I do, not from what I've seen on his videos. I do like his videos. He can call me naive or whatever and say, don't use defenses. I mean, I do care, but it's his right. But what you told me about what went on when you were hanging out with him, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. You didn't try and cause trouble. And that's how I know you. I know you not to cause trouble and not to lie. So it's just a big difference in his story and what you told me. And so it's completely, I'd rather not do this.
Right.
Maybe he'll retaliate or whatever. And I don't want, what we were both talking about is this. We'd like Targeted Citizen to treat people better and to not lie about them. And then, keep moving forward. If that
That's
can't
right.
happen, if there's some retaliation or whatever, so be it. I mean, this sucks.
That's right. Yeah, it does. And as you can see, and I'm not trying to throw this around, but all I was asking that entire time of being against him coming on here and slandering, I wanted something specific, anything, a name when he stated that people called him, a specific thing I said to him, his family, anything I got none of those as Kyle right did. I mean, he cannot answer that simple question I have. So I'm still left wondering what I did to this guy to get treated this way.
Yeah.
And Kyle and I did go back and forth last night and today, even how should we do this? And how are we going to do this? Let's handle this, like gentlemen. And
yeah, and Jeff doesn't want it. Like, there's some really bad stuff that the Targeted Citizen did to him that was really scary. But Jeff's like, I don't know if I want to go into too much detail because I don't want Targeted Citizen to get in trouble with the law or CPS. So Jeff isn't trying to take down Targeted Citizen. It's not a takedown or whatever. It's just getting his truth out. It's not fair. This is not a fair situation where Targeted Citizen can cause a bunch of trouble because there's been a pattern of it. Whenever he meets somebody individually, they get into a fight, and then he comes on and says that they're perp and they backstabbed him. So this time, Jeff is not a snake in the grass, and that needs to be seen, that he'll come out and this needs to be aired out. It just needs to be aired out,
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Hey, what's up, Bill Cottle? My boy, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah. You know Bill, right?
I know Bill.
Yeah, Bill's a good guy, man. What's going on, Bill? Bill was in a situation earlier, man. Thank the Lord, man. He's gonna keep his place, and he won the fight. So congrats, Bill. That's a great thing, man. Good to see you on here.
Yeah, good to
Um,
see you on, Bill. Welcome to my live stream, man. I do
you
disagree with
know,
you on Michael Barton, but you're welcome to come on here. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's but like even I was talking to Bill today, this morning, and Bill just said, "Hey Jeff, I realize you don't ever really. How do you deal with the the weapon situation? I don't ever hear you really complaining about it, And he's like, and I talk to Bill like every day, and I sent him back, because really I talked to Cheryl about my targeting. I mean, I talked to you, Kyle, obviously, but I think that's another thing I've noticed in the past, because I don't really just air out all my targeting. I didn't go over to Target Citizen's house and air out or I don't air it out to everybody all the time. Well, I've been called a perp because of that, because I'm not airing out. Um, and I realized that this morning when Bill just asked me. Bill wasn't questioning me. No, he was actually asking me. And then I realized that we need to get over this whole calling everybody a perp and an agent. We need to get over ourselves. If we think we are that important, I am not that important that they are going to hire an agent to infiltrate and come over to my house and uh, get samples of my Crisco. You know what I'm saying? And go and run tests on my dog's urine. I mean, this is nonsense, man. Like we are all targeted. None of us are targeted more. We all have our specific, we got to get over it. We got to come together. I mean, this all sounds very generic, but we have to get over this whole perp this, perp that, because we have a disagreement. Okay.
It's a waste of time. Like it's a waste of time. If we're not working on solutions and unity, and I mean, if you don't like somebody and you think they're a perp, just, don't work with them or whatever, don't hang out with them, and then find people that you do trust, but when a situation like this comes along, it's imperative that both sides, because I know you're a real targeted individual, and I know Targeted Citizen is a real targeted individual. So it's imperative that if he's going to come out on a video and say, hey, this is exactly what happened, and Jeff's a perp and all this stuff, that you have a platform to come to, and say it. Because you're just not a snake in the grass. You're not a snake in the grass, and you're not a liar.
Thank you, Kyle. And Bill says there's people out there though that are trying to profit from this. Yes.
Making tons of money off of this.
Yes. And whether they are a target individual or they're not, anybody that's an issue. That's a problem. Because that's what I would not be on another platform than my man Vulcan Wolverine. This is anybody really, man. Your work is so fantastic, and much love, buddy, much love. I mean that, man. I would not, unfortunately, I had to come on and do this, and you were brought in the mix because
it's necessary, man. It's necessary, and we're gonna move on after this. It's out there. You're gonna tell your side, and I think you probably still need to talk about it a little bit. You don't want to that part. Well, I'll let you say what you want to say about it.
Yeah. I apologize, guys. I really wanted to stay in a chronological context. I didn't, because I didn't know if I should write things down, but there wasn't a way to write everything down. Just take the Book of Lies, right? And I'll just go down the list. So I kind of got sidetracked. I do apologize about that. I wasn't able to keep it in a chronological manner. I will say that when I left Targeted Citizen's house, everything was fine, all right, or whatever. I went and stayed a couple days with my father. I had plans to come back down to pick him up to help move us in on Saturday. And I guess that's because I left, and the day before I did not do I mentioned the testimony that I guess he wanted me to do. I felt like it was more of a scripted testimony of how bad the targeting is. And hey, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the day I left there, we had a plane circling the house. I mean, it was circling the house 20 times. I'm not from 4 or 5 hour time frame. So we were definitely
definitely
get
targeted while y'all were
yes,
there.
yes.
Like,
I mean,
okay,
yeah.
so can I ask you this question? Like, Targeted Citizen said you didn't want to take a picture of the drone. Were y'all like already fighting a bunch and you just didn't want to do it, or?
Yeah, that's a lie. Thank you for asking that. Feel free to ask me anything. Yeah, that's a lie because I would simply take a picture of a drone. If that, I mean, I wasn't trying. That would just me be a pain in the ass not taking a picture of a drone, right? That was
Yeah.
never the case. It was, hey, there's 3 drones circling above us, and there were at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was funny. But it wasn't about that. I mean, I thought maybe we could do some things like he has a GoPro, and I thought, and I did leave out. We went to the courthouse. We went to the courthouse. I drove him on Monday morning. He had a 10 o'clock court time to get the body cam footage for something he's dealing with. So he does take care of business, like the business that he needs to take care of. We went down there. I remember just getting microwaved in the courtroom. That's all I remember. I don't remember much. I just remember that. And again, his son is such fun, and we're hanging out with him. Where was I going with that, Kyle? So the whole drone thing was falsified. That was not a matter of taking a picture of a drone or documenting, or it never was asked to, hey, let's doc. I thought it would be a good idea, take the GoPro and maybe go to Walmart or somewhere and go up to people, right? Like you did it one time where you went, I believe it was Walmart maybe, and you went up to people and said, hey, have you ever heard of targeted individuals? Have you heard of gang stalking? Like, I thought that would be interesting if both of us could actually do that and just do a Q&A with people. People like to answer questions. He wasn't into that, and that's fine. But I'm not sure where this whole me refusing to help document actually came from, because I don't remember. I don't remember that at all.
That kind of goes back to the point of like pretty much what he was saying on his videos were lies.
Yeah. 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 I mean, the only thing I really saw that was truth was him reading the text messages, and he was saying that I used such vulgar language, and I called him a bitch. I said that. But that was the extent of it. But that was what I got, that he was truthful on the text messages back and forth. But then again, because I have those as well, right? Proof.
And I thought that was kind of nice. You were saying, oh, it sucks that they turned us against each other, because like, that's what I think. I think remote neural manipulation gets in there. You get paranoid thoughts of him. He gets paranoid thoughts of you. But he was saying that nobody turned him against you. You turned him against you,
Look, I even made a comment about in his front yard, when I'm sitting there, there's a gas can I was perfectly surrounded by red stimuli. There was a gas can, there was a water, a plant, right, a plant base, and then there was a red tire jack, and it was funny because that is kind of what they do. Subliminal, like they like to hit me with the the red stuff and the that kind of stuff. And I even said, man, if I didn't know any better, I would think that you were perfect. I made a joke about it, right? Because it was really I was kind of taken back about it. I mean, so there were times, for instance, okay, I'll give you a story. So my sister and I were driving before I went to his house, and a couple years ago, my phone did not work, and anytime anybody called my phone, it would immediately respond with, I'm in a meeting. And it became a joke, and everybody laughed about it, because every time anybody called my phone, they'd be like, hey, Jeff's in a meeting, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that same day, I go back and I call Targeted Citizen. Immediately get a response. It goes to his voicemail, and I get a response saying, I'm in a meeting. Yeah.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah. I get the same day that my sister and I were talking about it, I come back, and I call him and it goes to voicemail and I get an immediate response says, I'm in a meeting.
Did he know that you did that? Did he know that you did that on your phone?
Well, it was, see, this was a 2 year ago thing. And my sister and I were just talking about it. We were discussing it in the privacy of one-on-one in a car driving to the supermarket, like that same day,
So
discussing
TC
how.
wasn't around? Like TC wasn't
No,
around at
no,
that time?
he was not. He was 3.5 hours away at his home. This is before I even went there. So what I'm saying is I could air out things out of a paranoia, okay? Because we're dealing with supercomputer AI stuff. Like that's easy. That could be easily done to make me believe he's a perp. Like if I wanted to be paranoid about it, I could give you specific things that I felt like he could have been perping me on. And I was just asking for one specific thing from him that he felt that I was perping him on. Did I just go around in circles? I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, I mean, it just confusion, you know. I've had that with other TIs where it's like they'll put a word in my head and I'll maybe say that trigger word to the other targeted individual and they're like, did you, like the other night I was like thinking of taking a cleansing bath and Stacy was too, and I said it, it like popped in my head and I said it and she was like, I was just thinking that. So I think that when TIs are communicating, if they're close, if they're friends, if they're boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, you know, that the remote neural manipulation, they will network and they'll put trigger words in one targeted individual's head to like do certain stuff, and they'll kind of play the targeted individuals off of each other. They'll play their paranoia off of each other. I've experienced it so many times, you know, and you have to have this bottom line of trust where you know that person, you know that they're not an agent, you see the logic, you see all the logical evidence piled up that they are a targeted individual and what they're going through is real and they're being targeted. And you weigh that against anything that's like out of the ordinary, could be remote neural manipulation, psyops between targeted individuals.
That's right. That's what I wrote it off as. I did the entire time, you know, and yeah, confusion is definitely the right word for this. You know, does anybody have any questions? Because again, you know, let's see, Jeremy Andrews saying Jeff is against
Jeff, I kind of do. I don't know if you want to go into this, but I would like you to tell people what his wife told you because y'all went somewhere and then your COS headphones were broken, they were cut, and then later on you were talking to his wife. And would you talk about that, or you don't want to go into
well, see, here's the thing with that. So he made a statement about you know, I have no idea what his wife told him because how he said it was I was interrogating her almost as if because yeah, you know, see, Kyle, I want to I want to stay away from involving her because she's a really nice lady for what I know, and I don't want to add any more confusion to already the confusion. I would rather not answer that question. Yeah.
Okay. I just, you know, when you know, when your COS headphones were cut, I didn't even know the situation, but I said that's kind of fishy. And I think there was some, you know, I think there was some suspicious activity there that maybe didn't come from gang stalkers. It came from targeted citizen or his family. That's kind of weird.
It was weird though. I mean, because we came home and the cat, his cat was outside, and this cat does not go outside, right? You know, I don't. We were definitely, like I said, because that was the second time my COS headphones were tampered with, and then I had a sweatshirt that was taken. You know, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it had some sentimental value.
Well, can I just
Um,
ask you this? Can I just ask you this? Do you think that people broke in and did that, or do you think somebody in TC's family did those things? That's a big deal. I mean, that's a
well,
big deal.
this is what I'll say about it. If it's true that there was a miscommunication between myself and his wife when I was talking to her about that gang stalking is real, and even though she doesn't see it, it still exists. And I was trying to just give her some, like just my side, right? If I can help her understand it a little bit better, a way, as a new person going through it. But then the next thing I know, he's making a statement of I was interrogating her about his behavior and who he was and how he treats her and how he treats the son. Um, and if that's the case, that's a lie.
Yeah.
I was never interrogating anyone about anything. So, you know, uh,
So somebody has a question for you, Jeff. Cheryl with the C says, question, Jeff. I think and you went over this, but maybe you could just like tell her real quick. She says, I think one of the issues was you not taking the video of the drones. Why wouldn't you do that?
because that was never in existence. That never was a conversation we had.
It never happened, Cheryl. That
It never
never
happened. There were drones above us at McDonald's. We talked about it. He said they were all there for him. I said, well, they may be using one for me. I don't know, no, that wasn't. They were there for him. It was never a matter of take a picture of that drone because that's silly, and I would have done it. It was a conversation about making a documentation of my experience at his house and what I see and how bad he is targeted on it. It was just not something I wanted to do. So to answer your question, that never happened. And Bill Cottle, he said earlier, that shadow figure that was real. That definitely in that live stream that was a very strange occurrence. There was a window behind us. It could have been somebody lurking outside of the window. I was, you know, that live stream I was uncomfortable to begin with. So um, the shadow, anybody's guess. I don't know. Maybe what you said, Bill. Maybe it was a microwave spook. I don't know. Could be.
Well, okay. Cheryl brings up something. Cheryl says no one in TC's family screwed up his stuff. I had Ochu here staying in my RV, and someone bleached his clothes out in my garage. Then he calls me a perp. So
Yeah, I'm not saying that anybody.
well,
I didn't.
I
I
have a
didn't say.
question, Jeff. I have a question because of what his wife said to you, but I know we're not going to go into that. That's fine. We can say, okay, maybe that was perps, but there's a pattern. There's a pattern of creating things to look like he's more targeted. Like I know he's targeted. I know he's targeted viciously, but I don't see why he would have to make stuff up. I don't see that that's necessary. You know, and that was
It's
kind of
yeah.
I know we're not going into that, so we just won't go into that. We'll just say it was perps or whatever. We'll say it was
Right.
Okay.
Right. So yeah. So Cheryl, see, I was not claiming anything because I'm only claiming what I
Yeah,
know
Jeff's not
for a
claiming that.
fact.
I had a suspicion, but I don't know. I don't know. I had a suspicion. Me and Jeff talked about it. Target Citizen's wife told Jeff something that was very suspicious, and so, but we'll just say we don't know.
Yeah, I mean everything was suspicious. Bill says, "Well, yeah, Bill. I mean the cloaking. Target Citizen said he sees cloaking going on in his house. Um, I don't know. I think maybe they would just wait till you go to sleep and then. So I've never experienced somebody in front of me cloaked. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying the shadow. But Bill, I mean, I'd probably go maybe with your theory before that. Yeah, maybe a microwave type of I don't know, somebody outside just
Well, and Jeff, there are light refraction suits that have been used on many targeted individuals. Targeted citizen might have people with light refraction technology running around in the woods near his home. I'm not saying that's not happening. I don't. There were just some things you told me where it's like seems like he's creating issues, so he'll look more targeted when he doesn't need to do that because he's targeted. People know he's targeted. None of us need to make up stuff if we're real targeted individuals, which I think he is. So we'll get off to that. We'll get off to that subject. But
he's definitely targeted. He's definitely, I can tell you that, and
I believe so.
yeah. I know that for a fact. And I don't feel that, I needed to make some sort of testimony. Because I'll even clear the air and say that and I believe I told Cheryl this, on Kyle, maybe you as well, because I don't get V2K. I mean, I've had it in the past, and I have subliminal for sure. Well, that Sunday morning, I was sitting next to TC, and for 45 straight minutes at his house, I had V2K. I know it's 45 minutes, Kyle, like that's nothing, but it was enough for me to say, no, I don't like that. I did. I mean, I experienced more targeting at certain points at his house. Okay, like the live stream, I was getting jammed up. I was on the floor at the end of that live stream in his living room, and I don't have a doubt that he was getting hit hard too. And I was just, I really wanted to stay away from any sort of testimony of overly pushing the fact that he's being targeted. In a way, I felt like maybe I was just looking out for the situation, right? You push something a little too much, people are going to even start questioning. And I think that's kind of what's happening with these videos. 5 videos later, of just bashing me with nothing specific, of just, he's a drug addict, he's this, he's that. Look at his record from January. Like, I don't even know what to say about it.
It has nothing to do with anything. Like, we all have pasts, like I smoked weed in my past and stuff like that. I never got arrested or anything like that. But like, that has nothing to do with anything. Like, because you're not doing that now. You weren't doing drugs over at targeted citizens. So your
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I wasn't. And him bringing up the personal situation with why I was over there, and I mean that's pretty low to be on. Because I'm not even doing that. I'm not saying specifics, and I don't feel that I am bashing targeted citizen right now. I have had to do this because it has been 5 videos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, I did not want to do this, and I did not want to bring this to Kyle's channel. Okay, we shouldn't have to be discussing this, right? And I'm not discussing.
I'd rather not discuss it either, but I think that we have to air it out. It has to be talked about, because then if it's not, then everybody's going to be like, they're going to watch targeted citizens videos. They're going to be like, because they didn't know what happened between you guys, and you don't have a huge channel right now, so they're just going to listen to him and be like, well, a couple of people know what happened, but most people are just going to take him on his word and say, oh, that Jeff guy must be a perp. So that's when we got to get on the video, because you're my brother, you're a real targeted individual, and I don't want people thinking that you're a perp because of mistreatment that targeted citizen did to you while y'all were hanging out. I don't hate targeted citizen at all. He probably will retaliate. I hope he doesn't. I hope we can move forward after this. I really like his videos. But if there's a danger when he's hanging out with people, that makes us look bad as targeted individuals. But the bottom, that doesn't even matter. The bottom line is that something happened when y'all hung out. He's saying you're a perp and you did all this bad stuff to him, and you just need to air out what really happened, because you're not a liar. You
nonprofit co-founder account says, Jeff, were you paying rent? Yes, $20 a day. He says $80 a week, and I gave him $80 in 4 days. So yes, that I did pay rent. Did you agree to document TC gang stalking as part of your living arrangement? No. Absolutely not. No. Nope. TC has said this multiple times. So TC has said that I agreed to document gang stalking as part of the living arrangement. Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's just a lie. I don't. That's just to sum it up. That's a.
Okay, so how much money did you give him while you were there?
$80 in 4 days, and he charges $80 for 7 days. But I did give him $80 at $20 a day.
Can you tell people about that situation where you were supposed to go buy food for them? You remember?
What you mean going to?
Well, they wanted you to go buy food. They gave you an EBT card.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Well, I went to go buy. Yeah. Okay, I did tell you that. So the morning he was making breakfast, and he offered me some, but anyways, I declined. So I needed to go get some butter for him. So I went down to Dollar General. They gave me the card. And again, this is not a big deal, but
but it's a bunch of stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I wanted to help. I mean, but that EBT card, maybe I got the wrong number, but it wasn't activated or didn't have any money on it, and so I bought it, and that didn't bother me. I guess what I'm not trying to up my ante or up my tallies, whatever you want to call it. But I felt like I even did extra stuff, right? Like to show that I care and that I appreciate them having me. And to be told I didn't show appreciation because I didn't wash a dish or I slept in his son's bed. Again, I slept in his son's bed because he begged to sleep out in the camper because he wanted a fun experience for the weekend. He's a 7-year-old kid. So that's where I slept because I didn't. So all of that is a lie. And yes, he did threaten to kill me. I will say the person that does know that was told specifically by Targeted Citizen is in this chat right now. And that person did not know me before being told specifically by Targeted Citizen that, hey, call me up. Hey, we'll talk about being targeted. No, he calls him up and he tells him that, hey, Jeff O. And this guy says, no, I don't. He says, well, I'm going to kill him and I'm going to bury him in this part of the woods. So, and he said he would testify. I mean, this is a guy I don't even know. I mean, he reached out to me because he felt that it was serious enough. The tone, the mannerism, again, I didn't personally hear it, so I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
let's see.
I don't want to do any damage to Targeted Citizen. I just want to call it out because he's coming on and saying that you're the bad seed. You have bad fruit. You're the one who caused all the problems, and maybe you're a snitch and all this stuff. But he was the one, and there were all these little issues, but there were also big issues where he was causing the issue, and it wasn't you at all. You were being respectful. You were just having conversations with him and joking around with him, and he took it as a time to threaten you.
That's right. And Kyle, I want to clarify, and Donna, South Central PA is 100% correct. She says he admitted to threatening to kill Jeff on his video. Yes. I want to clarify that as well. So he did within look, I didn't even watch all of these videos because I couldn't. And I'm not saying that to sound generic, like, oh, I'm better than watch. No, I couldn't even watch because it was just lies. It was as if he sat down and wrote out generic lies, how-to apps. It's like what we are going through now. Like it's like he put together a smear campaign, and we have all experienced that. And this has been an additional, stress going through trying to figure out. On top of the targeting, what I specifically did to another targeted individual, why I'm being targeted by a targeted individual. That's some shit, man. that's a new experience for me, being targeted by a targeted individual.
Yeah, it's absurd. I mean, it's absurd, and it's like really the only people that we go after are each other. And Targeted Citizen saying that he's being targeted by you, you know, but I don't think that's the truth. I think what you're saying is the truth, that he's targeting you, and he's running a slander campaign on his channel.
Right, and Jeremy says he's saying Jeff is afraid of the camera. Who the fuck cares? Yes, Jeremy, who? Okay, I don't like to be on camera. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. You can hear Jeff's voice. Jeff is on my live stream. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, but thank you for telling me that, Jeremy, because so he's, I guess, doing a live stream now, just bashing me more. I mean, how does everyone feel about that? I would love, so he's right now came on here and attacked me for telling the truth, my side, never gave me any specific anything, nothing. He has said all of these variables, all these people that have called me a rat. He won't say nothing. All right. And I'm asking this to help me out so I don't make that same mistake with the next target individual. Okay. I'm honestly saying that. But right now, he got off this chat attacking me, and now he's doing a live stream of bashing me more. Just so everyone's clear with that. That is what is happening right now.
And he was welcome to be in the chat and say what he wanted to say in the chat, and we were responding to it. That's fine. You know, it's fine. I'm just, you know, if he can come out on his videos and say all this bad stuff about you, which I know is not true, then you have to be able to do the same thing, but tell the truth. You're telling the truth, you know. And he could be in the chat room, you know, talking and saying whatever he wants, but he's, you know, went and did a live stream, whatever.
Right, and he's also, I guess, saying something about his wife's purse on his live stream right now. Okay, this is just going to get out of control, Kyle. I'm going to tell you that right now. If he is on his, look, this is what I'm reading in the chat. So obviously somebody's looking at both, which I thank you, Jeremy, for keeping me. But this is getting out of, so I'm going to just assume that he's saying something is missing from his wife's purse. Okay, this is absolutely nonsense, man. I don't know if we should just move on to another topic, because I'm getting worked up, man. I really am.
Well, just how about this? Is there anything that you want to just tell Targeted Citizen? You know,
Targeted Citizen. I don't hate you. I would. I'm not. We're past mending this situation. Okay. And it's something personal that I did, that I said, that I looked at, that whatever it is. All I'm asking is for my benefit to let me know what that specific thing was that pushed you over the line to bash me for 6 videos now. So I cannot do that again, because I don't want to have this kind of relationship with any other person, and especially another targeted individual. I do not. I didn't want this, man. And I still don't hate you. I would love if you could just maybe stop and maybe address the truth. That would be a start. That'd be, you know, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not.
That goes the same for me. I don't hate Targeted Citizen. I like his videos. Like, I like his faith and everything like that. But what he's doing off of his videos to you, and then he comes on his videos like saying all these lies, that has to be called out. It's got to be called out, because it's an abuse of the platform. You know, when he can just start like these little, but I don't hate him either. And I don't ever want to psychoanalyze or whatever, but I think that a lot of remote neural manipulation gets caught up in these situations, and we do need to not fly off the handle and just start saying crap about somebody that maybe there's some friction with, because then it does turn into this. But the only way, I mean, because like with him saying that you're a snake in the grass and you're stabbing in the back, the only responsible thing to do is to come on and you air out your side of it. So is there anything else important that you want anybody to know, about what happened? I just know that you're not a liar, and I know you don't cause problems. So I wanted to back you up on that, and I just wanted you to have a chance to, to tell what happened over there. Because it's like, I think a lot of people maybe don't know you, and they're just giving Targeted Citizen thumbs up, oh yeah, this perp Jeff, and that's not cool. Like, that's completely injustice. It's too much.
Yeah, I mean, I the last thing I ever want anyone to do, it's like being a little kid. I think we can all imagine like what we go through on a daily basis. Nobody really, okay, I want to say my father believes me, but the reality is, would we even believe us really if we weren't going through this? We are going through something so real, so insane, and so everything, right? But it's too insane to believe. And as a little kid, nothing worse than actually in the sandbox, and Johnny's toy his Ninja Turtle toy got stolen, but it was from the guy, behind him, Ralph. But you were in the sandbox, so you were blamed. And now the teacher blames you and then calls your parents. At the end of the day, you're blamed by 3 people. You didn't steal that toy. That's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And I
saying?
think that's what happened. I think that you and Targeted Citizen got together, and the remote neural manipulation protocol was already going. So you were saying specific words that triggered him, and he was like being triggered by his remote neural manipulation. And I really think that's what happened. But how we deal with that situation when there is friction and there's some disagreements or whatever, you don't go on a channel and lie about it, and you don't try and defame the person and destroy the person and say that they're a snake in the grass and they're an informant just because you had friction with them,
And right, and I want to say this, he is not that important. None of us are important enough. Okay, we're not Julian Assange. Okay, and God help him. But I mean, we're all high value targets, if you want to put it. No, like he is not that important that there is a secret CIA special ops agent infiltrating his home in Hickory and staying in a camper and going. Buying butter at the dollar store to infiltrate his life. I mean, dude, get over yourself. Okay? I know I'm not that important. I'm not gonna believe that anybody's infiltrating my life and have them explain that they're a target individual because they disagree with me on anything or they're a perp. That's ridiculous. I mean, right? Like, and that's what is being said right now, is that even somebody like, in the chat last night, that I won't say her name, but it hurt my feel like calling me a snitch. I mean, that is why we're doing this right now, is because
I think like I was there. I like watched that, and they didn't mean that. They had a sentence going before that. They had a sentence going before that where they were talking about in general how snitches were, and they misspelled the word snitch and they wrote it down in the chat. And I think TC thought that they were in agreement with him calling you a snitch, but they really weren't. That person really wasn't calling you a snitch, because I
okay.
saw that.
So someone says, I think Jeff needs some comfort to calm his cortisol levels. Trying to get reassurance from your attacker is a slim chance. Jeff, don't take attacks literal. Okay, not take attacks literally. Well, when I get attacked, okay.
Pretty hard attack. Well, and guys, the bottom line of what we're doing here with this live stream, we're not trying to like stir things up, because there's enough drama in the community. Y'all know I hate drama. Like, I want solutions. The CVS driver is working really good, but this is necessary. It's necessary when something is so, like, somebody's lying so bad, and the other person doesn't get a say in it and is being slandered. This is necessary just to air it out between the 2 people. Targeted Citizens had his say. Jeff can have his say. He can come back on here and talk about whatever he wants. But it's necessary. This is necessary, and then we can move on. Hopefully we'll be able to move on. I don't know. It does seem to be stirring stuff up. That's not what me and Jeff wanted. We wanted to just give his side of the story, but the chips have to fall where they may because this is the right thing. It's the right thing to do. I thought about it a lot. I said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get in. I want to stay on my side of the road, and Targeted Citizen can just do his thing. But Targeted Citizen did Jeff real wrong, real bad. And Jeff doesn't do people wrong. He doesn't lie. He helps people. And so I got to back up my brother on this one. So I just
thank you for that, man. I like really, Kyle. You don't know how much that means because this is not something you really want to have on your channel, and you are because you are my brother. But really, you need to know that, man. And I'm speaking for everybody. You are a special gem for this community, brother, and I love you for it, man. And this did. Yeah, I mean that, man, and I think I can speak for everybody when I say that.
And that's what, because we've known each other for months. You always make the chat rooms good. We've been on panels together. You're always ready to jump on a panel, and you're not, you're not like a person who's like just over in chat. You will get on videos. So I've known you for a long time, and you've helped a lot of targeted individuals too. So it's important that they know that you're not going over and starting trouble at Targeted Citizen's house so that people can contact you. You can help them. You can help people in chat. Your good name is important when you're a targeted individual. And I know sometimes we just got to be like, okay, well, people are going to maybe think I'm an agent or something like that. It's going to happen. But when it's like slander like this and a bunch of people don't know you and they're hearing this story, then it's just completely necessary to clear your name.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you for that, Kyle. Is there any other questions, concerns? Yeah. Hey, Autumn. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
I can't think of anything, Jeff. I think you pretty much just said your side of the story. But you weren't trying to cause fights or get information about him or do any kind of agent stuff. Obviously. Yeah,
I think one of the things that hurt the most was just the last, specifically saying names, and those names are Cheryl Lewis. That's my homie. I mean, I speak to Cheryl every day. She's always there for me. She's a real target individual. Love her. He said I was talking a bunch of crap about her. Vulcan Wolverine, he said the same thing. It's just specifically, right? Like, call him up and he'll let you know. I mean, and Bill Caudle, who I chat with daily. I mean, just that hurt the most, man. Not just a broad general, hey Jeff. No, I'm gonna actually go after the people he mentioned at my house that he has love and respect for, and I'm gonna say their name in a video specifically that he is talking back. That is a malicious intent to destroy, and that is what hurt the most, man. That is what I have to say about that.
And can I say this? Yeah, like with his videos, very, very much trying to destroy you and your good name. You've been really nice tonight. You've been very, very kind. Because you're telling me some stuff that's really bad. That's really bad.
I would tell you, Kyle. Yeah, I mean, because I trust you, and as far as like I am trying to, whatever you want to say, I don't want to say stoop to enough, because I'm not on any other level than anybody else. That's just a term, but I do not want to sit here and come off in any way, shape, or form like I am attacking Targeted Citizen. I know I'm defending. Yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, man, I understand. You just want to tell your side. I want people to know, though, that you're not a liar and you don't go to people's houses and just try and cause trouble. You're respectful and everything like that. You don't You don't disrespect people in their homes or anything like that. You know, what Targeted Citizen did to you was not right. It went too far. And so I'm glad you got to come on and have your say. Obviously, neither of us wanted to do this. I hope we don't have to take it any further. I hope we can just leave it here where Jeff has had a say. We can move on with stuff. Let Targeted Citizen, you know, have his say or whatever after this. And we'll just go from there. You know, I definitely don't hate Targeted Citizen at all. You know, I wish he had, you know, and these are things that are just his opinions, like this stuff about you know, you don't need to use defenses or anything. I obviously disagree with him on that, but I only know him from the videos, you know, and on the videos, it's like, yeah, he seems like a pretty nice guy, but then it was completely different, the things you were telling me. And
absolutely. That's, and I picked up on that. He was the same guy for the time we spent just talking the first, I don't know, maybe a couple hours that I got there. He was that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, Jeremy says he's saying Kyle doesn't give out his number out and help people, that you guys are little girls. I'm sorry, I will stop. Let me explain this. You know, I give my email out and then people email me and then I give them my number, because that's the smart thing to do. Because if you give your number out on a live stream with like hundreds of people coming in or 50 at a time, you're going to get people just all over and you're not going to know who it is calling you all the time. It's not a smart move. So I do still help people. I still have my channel to help people, but I have that little buffer zone where I tell people to email me, then I send them my number so I know I can email with them first before I know who's calling me. And it's the smart way to do it. So I'm not a little girl and I'm not naive. Like, I've had a lot of life experience, and Targeted Citizen, I've been targeted longer than you. Like, if you think, maybe you think you've been targeted since I don't want to do that, because I don't hate Targeted Citizen at all. I like his videos. I think he does help people, but I think there's some things there that people need to know if they're going to contact Targeted Citizen. I don't know if I want to contact him, and I had an instinct before all this went down. Well, I'll just stay on my side of the road, because I'm seeing that when he contacts targeted individuals, they betray him in their perps, and he comes on the video and just talks about them. You know, so that's why I didn't really contact him. I guess if he wants to talk to me after that, that'd be fine. Maybe you guys can patch it up. Maybe if we just get it aired out there. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Jeff? Do you think this?
I don't see the point it's gotten to right now. I don't see. It's completely backtracking. Everything he is saying is a lie. That would mean completely saying, "Hey, listen," coming out with an entire video saying everything I've said is a lie. I don't see that happening, man. I don't.
Yeah, and that's the reason I don't want to contact him, because say we have a phone conversation, me and him, and then he just comes on a video and just says everything that we didn't talk about. And then I have to make another video saying, wait, hold on, this is what really happened. So it's like, you know, people need to be aware that that might happen. And like, I don't know. I know that Targeted Citizen is a real targeted individual. He's doing something about this, but I think that, like, and he's gonna go after me for trying to give him advice, which I'm not really. I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm just saying, do what's right. You know, you don't need to make stuff up if you're really targeted. You don't need to do that. And you know, be careful with those guns. Like, I mean, having the guns, like, this is just a little thing, but having the guns on the sofa while you make a video, it's trouble for targeted individuals. That's not the biggest deal, because you love your guns. I get that. But when you be careful when you have people around you with those guns, be careful with a loaded gun, you know?
Yeah, and I can say even where I was sitting on the recliner beside me, and I'm not saying maybe it was remote neural monitoring, whatever, like, or maybe it was just where he used, but those barrels were always facing me. Both guns were sat up on the armchair of where he was sitting on that couch on the right, and I'm sitting in the chair. I mean, they were facing, I didn't really care for that, but I knew if I said anything, oh, I was gonna be called a perp, or I'm being paranoid, or
You'd be disrespecting him. You'd be
yes,
disrespecting
right.
him.
How dare I say where he keeps his guns in his house, right? I mean, but that didn't make me feel comfortable,
Yeah.
right? And I have no problem with him, and I did not disrespect him, his house, his wife, and his child. Never. No, I didn't. And yeah, I probably want to stop there.
Yeah, and okay, so Root Beer King said some cool stuff. Okay, he says, Jeff, Kyle, you're repeating yourselves at this point. TC is either being remote controlled to say and do the things he is saying, or as an agent. Either way, he is compromised, and you need to take the high road and in the game. Yeah, I've seen a lot of you guys in the chat saying don't play the game. Yeah, I know this could make things sticky, but it was really necessary. And Jeff just wants to get his side out, and then, that's it for now. I mean, unless Targeted Citizen says something really untrue about me, or just some more really untrue stuff about Jeff, then maybe we'll respond. I didn't want to do it either, because the drama is a tar baby, right? We get sucked up in the tar baby, and it just never gets fixed. But I think that we have a better probability of this smoothing out if Jeff just comes and airs what happened from his side, from his point of view. And I know he doesn't lie. That's the big deal. That's the big deal why Jeff needs a platform, because he's not a liar. Like, I've never seen him lie. And then, Targeted Citizen can say what he wants, but it had to be done. Had to be done. I didn't want to do it. I want to do these projects. That's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. But it seems like if we aired out, more probability of everybody knowing what's going on, so nobody's guessing, and then people can decide what they want to do,
Absolutely. Hold on one second. I guess we can move on to on a lighter note. Well, I want to share. I ended up going to the hospital. I don't know if anybody's maybe it had to do with like Halloween time. I'm curious. Anybody noticed heavier targeting in the last few days?
Well, yeah, ask the chat. Has anybody in chat noticed heavier targeting during Halloween? Because it is that pagan. It's like a pagan holiday of the Samhain or whatever. I also found out it's All Saints Day too. Halloween Day is. Mine, because of the ZVS driver, my mind stuff has been a lot lighter. I feel a lot more like myself. So with mine, I have that defense working. And let me say this. Targeted Citizen definitely has every right to be like, hey, don't buy any of that stuff. He did say don't buy that $1,000 power supply, which is $150 for everything. But it does work, and I really do believe that in the name of Jesus, through God our Creator, these things that we can defend with through the world are very important. And TC was saying, only Jesus Christ can get us through this. But that's when I'm using these defenses, that's what I'm believing in my heart and my mind, that Jesus Christ is getting me through these things. So like I've been feeling like I almost feel guilty for feeling so good right now. Like I feel great because of this CVS driver. I want to help. I want to get other people. I've been talking to other people about getting it set up. I have the windows open for everything that people need to get. I'm not going to go through it tonight. But probably I would guarantee you that targeted individuals are getting hit a lot harder because of Halloween.
Absolutely. I know I have. I'll tell you, because I was getting rocked so bad that they tried to take me out in Home Depot. I was in Home Depot with my father getting some stuff, and I was having my my organs verbal. Just assaulted. They tried to drop me in Home Depot, and that night I ended up falling out and hitting my head and couldn't keep my equilibrium was off. And I thought this was funny. I don't know if you guys can see this. So reason for visit, fall. right? Because I was fall, and they gave me a CT with contrast scan, but it says reason for visit fall. If you can see it, diagnosis mental health problem. What does that mean? So I go in there because I was falling down and I get a CT scan, and I come out with a diagnosis of mental health problem.
So they did an MRI of your head?
Yeah,
did
they yeah, like I couldn't stand up, man. Kyle, like I was getting rocks. I mean, I had no idea what was going on. I was losing consciousness, right? And so so I got taken in because I was falling down and had a CT head with contrast scan, EKG 12 lead panels
And
done.
they still diagnosed you with mental problems when you were falling down?
As you can see, right? Can you see that right above it? It says reason for visit, fall. Diagnosis, mental health problem. I mean, tell me if that makes any sense, you know?
Makes no sense. It just seems like some doctors are aware of this, and they're just going to give the mental health, diagnosis no matter what you're experiencing.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just curious if anybody else noticed. Kyle, how long has your system been up and running? Has a few days or a week?
I'm trying to think. Think about like 5 days. Probably like 5 days, and I've kept it running. Like when I leave, like if I leave the house, I'll turn it off, I'll unplug it. But then when I'm here, I just have it running the entire time. And I've been kind of worried, like I closed this door. This is the door to my room. And I've been kind of worried that people are going to break in. So I closed this door, and there doesn't seem to be any problems. Nobody's come in and broke it yet. But it's like, I mean, I'll be sitting here and like my mood is lifted. I'm not having, you know how like with remote neural manipulation, you can go from being super depressed to super anxious to having like a little bit of maybe happy time. Like I feel like my mood is balanced. My mood is balanced and my energy levels are up. But I still hear the V2K sometimes I can't hear it at all. It's like sometimes it's completely gone. The V2K has changed though. It does appear to be a little bit more manual. And then like the external hits still, like I still feel heat going to my head right here, but it seems extremely buffered down. Like I'm just gonna need more people trying it, because like what Targeted Citizen was saying last night is like, oh well, your attackers can just make you think something's working, right? Which is true. That's why I have a scientific method whenever I use a defense or anything. I use it for a long period of time, and I weigh it up against every other time I try to defense or anything like that. And this is not like my attackers aren't pulling off. They're not pulling off at all. It's actually, my hypothesis, and I might not be correct about this. The bottom line is I feel more mentally like myself and I feel more physical energy. But what my hypothesis is that some of the AI remote neuro weapon stuff is scalar based. And so they're not able to target me with that. Like it's somehow interfering with that scalar based layer of the system, but I'm not sure. The bottom line is like way more energy, way more mental energy, feel more like myself. I thought of this song that I liked back in high school the other morning. Like I thought of this, my mind wanders. Like, my mind hasn't been able to wander for a long time. It's been on like lockdown to where I can't just be like, oh, I'm thinking of these movies and this and that and these songs. Like, and I'll lay in bed. Oh, also, when I wake up in the morning, because I have the ZVS driver, it's about 2.5 feet away from me. When I wake up in the morning, my body is less sore. Like before I got the ZVS drivers, even with Dave Case's CD and the noise canceling hearing aids, I'd wake up and it'd feel like my head was compressed in and heated, and then it'd feel like my torso was pressed in and heated, and like I was really sore and just like fatigued, and it felt like the adrenaline had just been squeezed out of my body, right? It's hard to describe that feeling. It's almost like fibromyalgia times 100. But now, like, I'm waking up and I feel a little bit of heat, like on here on my upper spine, but I feel like energy. I feel like my body's not sore. I'm ready to go when I wake up. Like I'm texting people. I'm in a good mood. Like it's like I still have to deal with some of the hassles of the gang stalking. And what did happen is, those zinc calcitrates I was talking about. I don't think I'm saying that right. The toxins that these people put into our environments, the directed energy weapons will work a certain way. I walk outside into the parking lot and I smell that. I smell like, and it's not the remote neural manipulation messing with my olfactory lobe. It's actually they're putting some kind of toxin like out in the parking lot area, and it's wafting over, and it's like it smells like kind of almost like burning hamburgers, but it's more general. It's like a burning smell, but it's kind of general. And every day they've been putting that out there. So I think what my attackers are doing, since they're not able to hit me as well with the ZVS driver, they're trying to get more of these toxins in my system.
Have you noticed that, like, even the if they're not able to like hit you as bad, have you noticed like even the gang stalking's picked up a little bit? Has that changed? Has other areas altered a little bit?
Yeah. Other areas are very altered. The V2K is a lot more violent and seems manual, where the guy's like F you, we're gonna kill you, man. We got to kill this guy, and saying stuff like that. And then the gang stalking, I've had like one light cars, but it's like 3 one light cars in a row. It's like a FedEx truck just driving along beside me for like 3 or 4 blocks with one headlight. It's people right when I'm leaving my parking lot to go somewhere, like an SUV will drive in with one headlight coming in at the exact same time, so things like that. I guess there's been a little bit of gang stalking, like patrolling on foot around the condo, but I've been staying up all night. So when I stay up all night, it kind of tones it down because people aren't up and about to kind of do the gang stalking. Only a couple of people are all to do the gang stalking. But yeah, things have kind of changed around a little bit. The vehicular stalking is way worse.
Okay.
Yeah. It's way worse, but I feel so much better. Like right now, like I feel energy. I feel like I can think, like I can remember what I'm thinking. So the memory stuff, sometimes they'll get me every once in a while, but they're not getting me all the time on the memory wipes. It's doing something. The ZVS driver, the Tesla coil on it is creating this field. It's creating a field that's huge because I got 48 volt ZVS driver, 48 volt power supply. So it's creating this humongous field like around me. And when I'm near it, I feel better, more energy, more relaxed. I enjoy playing my video game. I've been watching some movies, enjoying that stuff. Yeah, so it's definitely working. What I might do while we're talking, I might just, well, no, I've got those screens pulled up. I want to just do a video just on the parts. I'm probably not going to do a live stream, but I'm going to do a small video on just exactly what to buy, exactly what people can buy. Then if people need extra help, we'll do some tutorials like in Zoom or something. But people need to try this, Jeff. You need to try it. Targeted Citizen needs to try it. It's only $150, he probably won't want to talk to me after this. I hate doing this, like, because I only know him from the videos. But when my brother Jeff tells me something, it is true. It is true, But yeah, I hope that everybody tries it. I hope we move forward after this. In this kind of situation, it's like hard to know what to do to fix things. But I feel like we have a better probability if everybody just speaks their piece. Everybody speak their piece, and then people can decide, how to react to Targeted Citizen.
That's right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just hate it because I've never had a problem with them personally, but it seems like some people have, and they need to have a voice.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So
well, No, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man, you know, if you have anything else, you know, go ahead. We can kind of wrap it up, you know, whenever you want to, man.
Yeah, I tell you, man, I do, but I don't. You know, I really like what you just said. If I can wake up tomorrow and I just want this community to come kind of, you know, back, experience some unity. I want to move on from this, man. I feel that uh, I'm definitely not gonna just keep airing out the same stuff I've already said for the next hour. So if I keep going, I may just talk about things I don't need to talk about. You know.
Okay. Well, Wayne
Yeah.
said, Wayne has a good question for you. Jeff, do you feel any better? Do you feel better now that you've gotten your side out?
I do. I do. I was curious how I was gonna feel. I mean, I feel this has really been draining on me. You know, it's been like just being targeted by another targeted individual. So yeah, Wayne, I appreciate you asking that. I feel better.
Well, that's Wayne. Wayne's
Yeah,
pretty smart. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate
yeah,
that for you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone, check out Wayne's videos. He's a funny guy. I like his
Yeah,
stuff.
Wayne's
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Strong dude. Strong
yeah.
dude. He just kind of says it how it's happening. This is what's happening. This is what I think about it. Keeps it simple from the heart, you know.
That's right.
I'm kind of trying to get back to that because at the beginning of my videos, you know, was more just like, okay, I know exactly what's happening. I can keep it all compartmentalized and I'm just speaking from the heart. But as the years have rolled by, like all the drama in the community and some people thinking I'm agents and some people thinking these other people are agents. And then it's like you got to kind of bite your lip a little bit and you got to, you know, try and be strategic with stuff. And that was never really my bag, you know. So I'm trying to just get back to like, all right, let's just talk about stuff. I'm just going to speak from the heart, and then we just let the chips fall where they may. I just think we need to be careful. Like this was necessary because it's already kind of going. The fight between Targeted Citizen and Jeff is already going. But we really like when we have problems with other targeted individuals, we need to keep in mind weapons of mass disruption, remote neural manipulation. We need to logically look at what they're going through, what they're saying, what they're using for defense, many other things. We need to logically look at it. Don't come at it from an emotional standpoint of just how you feel. Like if you feel paranoid about somebody, that could be remote neural manipulation. So you want to go to the discernment that God has given you and then add it up with all these logical things about them. If you still are like paranoid and have questions about them, just kind of stay away from them. Stay in your lane and do your thing, you know. And then maybe just tell your friends that are TIs about them. But when things are getting aired out about people, you know, you need to come on and air out your side. Hey, Stacy. Stacy
Oh, it's
says,
Miss Robles here. Okay, hey.
hey, Mr. Robles. Stacy says, hi, everyone. I can't stay long. I just wanted to say hello and I love you all. And we love you, Stacy. Hey, Stacy. Love you, sweetie. Love you, sweetie.
Oh,
Text me in a little while. So you
yeah,
think that?
I just want to thank everybody really for your love and support. And I'm not asking to take sides at all. If please know that. I hope I didn't come across in any way, shape, or form like that. Everything I have said tonight is the truth, and I hope it can just be left at that. I hope we don't have to do another rebuttal video. I hope nothing is said about anybody in this chat or about Wolverine. Is that for me?
Oh yeah, that was for you, Jeff.
Oh, you too. Oh, Kyle and Miss Robles sitting in a tree.
Yeah,
It's adorable. It's adorable. It's adorable.
she's awesome. Everybody pray for Stacy. She had to travel for work. She has to work through her targeting. In her situation, she just has to work during her targeting. So please, please pray for her that it goes smoothly, that she doesn't get targeted too bad. And her ZVS driver, we had to get an exchange on it, so it's going to be like next Thursday or something when we can put it together. So not too happy about that. So we're gonna have to wait till like next Thursday or Friday to finally get her ZVS driver up and running. Guys, I can see we got to try this. A bunch of people have to try it. It is giving me a lot of energy, a lot of mental clarity. I've been using it for a week, but we need other people doing it so that we can match those. People can say it's not working or it is working or whatever,
Now, Kyle, can you pick these supplies up locally?
The supplies for the ZVS driver and the power supply?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably better to order the specific kind off of Amazon.
Okay.
And I have them pulled up. And I don't really want to go through them now. I want to do just a little video that's not a live stream and just go through the exact things that I got. And then people are emailing me, so I'm going to email people some specifics. But it's just ZVS driver. Like I'll just do this: ZVS driver, power supply plug, and then cables, 12 gauge cables, and that's it. You can put a switch with it. You can get a switch, but you don't have to. You can add that later. You really only need 4 things. You also do need a screwdriver and some scissors. So these are not optional. The scissors and the screwdriver you need. ZVS driver, power supply plug, and then 12 gauge cables to go from the power supply to the ZVS driver. That's 4 things. You can get a switch if you want a switch. I'm probably going to put a switch on mine later, but then there's scissors and screwdriver, and that's it.
Okay. If you remember, can you email me that? Because I will do this ASAP. I will try this and order this as soon as possible.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do, Jeff, is tomorrow I'm just gonna do not a live stream, but just a video going through exactly what I got, recommendations on it, because people may not. I would get the most powerful thing, but I got an 1800 watt, 48 volt, 40 amp ZVS driver. I think if you're going to go 30 amp or like 1000 watt with 30 amp, I don't think it'd be worth doing it. I think you need to go for the power. You need to get the most powerful one that the German TI suggested. And so I'm going to do a little video, not on live stream, and just go through all the details. The details, except I have to wait to get the 12 gauge cables to actually show the whole thing, because the 8 gauge cables don't look very safe, so I'm gonna have to wait to actually show it. But then what we can do is anybody who's interested in it, we'll set up Zoom. I mean, we can do live streams if y'all want. It just depends on the people who are putting it. I think we probably shouldn't. We'll probably just do some Zoom like tutorials where I'll sit there and then people can be putting them together on Zoom, and I'll help if they need help. I can't send them out though. Somebody asked earlier if I could send them out, like make them. I really did think about that, because I was thinking I could make a little bit of money, like
liability. Yeah.
Yeah, the liability is too much because it's electrical equipment.
Bro, you'd send that to a perp in the first week, and they would shock themselves, and you would be up shit creek, man. Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought. I didn't think about real TIs who would like try and do the liability thing. But I was thinking,
no, they would. You would have a perp taking a shower with it within a couple of days of doing it, and you'd be sent upstate somewhere. Yeah.
We're gonna do it the safest way that we can do it, But it's really working, guys. I want more people to try it, because I don't like it when it's just me going, hey, it's really working. Then like other people are like, oh, well, it's a placebo. Oh, well, blah, blah, as attackers are doing this or that. We need to try it across the board and do it in a scientific way. We have a hypothesis. Now we have a hypothesis. People can disagree with it working, but we have a hypothesis that it does work, because I'm saying it does work. So now we got to experiment. That's the other people putting it together and using it. then we come to a conclusion. Does it work? What situations does it work for? I think it's going to work. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that it's going to give a lot of people a lot of relief, but I want to undersell it. I want to try and just undersell it until a bunch of other people start using it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
All right, man. So, you got, you got the truth out, and that's what we want it to do. Anything else you want to say to the chat or other targeted individuals or anything, Joe?
Guys, I definitely, I don't want to, I definitely would recommend not ever anyone renting Targeted Citizens camper, but I definitely want to say keep the heart open. I'm gonna do the same to the next TI one-on-one meet. It's gonna be different. That's gonna my outlook. I don't want anybody to think that this is because of everything we talked about, the remote neural manipulation and this and that, 2 TIs coming together. It can work. This just happened to not work. Okay, and I'm not putting all. I mean, I'm just unfortunately, it's unfortunate. It is.
This is very unfortunate, but I think that just when this happens, this is what we need to do. We just need to talk about it. It doesn't need to be like, what went on between y'all. Then one person gets to talk about it, and then this other person is like, oh, wait, hold on, that's a lie. We just need to talk about it.
That's right.
I think that's the best thing to move on. It's the only thing that I can think of. And just hopefully this smooth things out. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. We don't know how he's gonna. I have a feeling I know, but everybody, like, maybe let's not watch the video. I think we can all kind of. I know what it's gonna be. And maybe if you do watch it, maybe just not pass on that information, because I can tell you that the video that he is doing right now are lies. I do want to keep airing that out, because everything I've said in this video is the truth, and it's nothing of what he has said in his 5 videos previous. So,
yeah. So,
yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, Kyle. I love you, brother. I really do, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I love you too, Jeff. Hey, man, I'll see you soon. Just hang in there. Everybody hang in there. And email me about the driver. I'm going to make a video tomorrow going through everything that I got, like all the pieces that you'll need. All right. Love you guys. Love you, Jeff, man.
Hey, love you guys. See ya. Bye.